Hi there. In this board game introduction video, we're diving into Flotilla, designed by Howell and Michael Mihealsick and published by WizKids Games. Nuclear tests have devastated the Earth and caused sea levels to rise, and the last human survivors must make their home in the middle of a vast ocean on the Flotilla. At the beginning of the game, each player will command a fleet of ships exploring the ocean and scouring for resources, and at any point, they may decide to leave their seafaring life behind and help grow the flotilla on which they survive.
There are two distinct play modes in Flotilla: Sinkside, which everyone starts out in, and Skyside, where your components and cards are flipped over for a strategically different game experience. Players decide to turn Skyside at any point, on their first turn or not at all. To start, each player begins with a Sinkside tile and a starting skiff, along with 6 crew cards, which are the available actions, and a player board with their available skiffs, outposts, and toxicity tracker. On a player's turn, they will select one of their crew cards to play. Each crew card has a Sinkside and Skyside version, so depending on which mode the player is in determines what actions or effects they will gain. Sinkside players will play a crew card and first use any sails generated from that card. The sail amount is located in the lower right corner of the card and will allow players to move their skiffs that number of tiles. After using any sails, the player resolves the card and then places it in the discard. Most crew members belong to one of 4 guilds in the game. The Yellow Guild, Speakers, will advance players along the influence tracks of each guild, helping to recruit more powerful crew members and to gain resources and additional benefits, including currency and victory points. The Blue Guild, Delvers, will allow players to dive for resources where their skiffs are located. This is done by rolling dice and gaining the benefits or detriments based on the results. Each barrel symbol allows a player to add a resource barrel onto one of their skiffs based on its tile location. The sonar icon grants you the current effects of the sonar track. The survivor icon advances the survivor track, and the player gains those benefits. And rolling more than one depletion icon means players will have to mark one or more of their ocean tiles as depleted. The Red Guild, or Founders, lets players draw and place new ocean tiles. Whenever a player draws a new ocean tile from the bag, they immediately gain any toxicity indicated on the tiles by advancing their toxicity tracker. This could affect players' victory points at the end of the game. When a player completes an artifact circle of the same color, they draw an artifact token from the artifact bag, gain the discovery effect, and then place it in one of the matching guild slots. The Green Guild, Traders, allow players to make transactions like buying and selling resources at the current market value, buying skiffs, and building outposts. Buying or selling resources will move the cost of that resource up or down, changing it for all players. Whenever a player builds an outpost, they select one of the objectives available for the mode they are in and score the appropriate victory points. If there are multiple tiles in the stack, they take the topmost tile, revealing the next one with a reduced amount of victory points. Players may, on any of their turns, decide to turn Skyside when playing their Captain Crew card. Following these steps, players will reconfigure their components and flip them over to reveal new strategic options. Now, when playing crew cards, they will grant similar effects with slightly different benefits. Instead of gaining sails when played, crew will now generate currency. Speakers will still gain players' influence on the guild tracks, and anytime a player completes a trip around an influence track, they will place a seal on that guild's banner. This could mean more victory points at the end of the game. Delvers now allow players to roll research dice. These will give players currency, and rolling a set of one guild's color will advance that guild's dial. These dials are used to score when building ocean tiles in Skyside. Playing a Founder crew while Skyside will allow you to build more ocean tiles by paying the associated resources. After adding the new tiles, the player chooses a contiguous district that spans one or more tiles. They multiply the number of the tiles that district spans times the number of that guild's dial plus the number of that guild's building on the entire watercraft. If a player completes a sonar circle, they advance the sonar track and gain the victory points indicated. And finally, traders still make transactions to buy and sell resources, and building outposts will now allow players to choose from the Skyside objectives. There is a number of victory points set at the start of the game based on the number of players. Once that supply is exhausted, players finish the current round and begin scoring. Player with the most victory points is the winner.
Flotilla is for 3 to 5 players, suggested age range of 14 years and up, and plays in about 90 to 150 minutes. If you'd like more information, visit your friendly local game store, and thank you for watching.